is going on, guys? So today we have a meta matchup. This is going to be RP Law versus the OP07 Rob Lucci. I think at this point I was tired of getting collapsed by Lamb's Rob Lucci, so I decided to pilot the RP Law here. These are one of the top three, I believe. Beside a Nell, these two decks are highly represented in this meta, and this matchup specifically actually is a 50-50 matchup, but Lamb being able to find the stage on turn 1 means that it's going to be really hard for us to keep up with his board control. So I think at this point, seeing the stage, I prioritize ramping as much as possible so that I can continuously just keep up with his board when he removes mine inevitably. So I start off with the kid and spinning down his Spandam. Honestly, just spinning down as much of his CP as possible in order to keep him from spamming his CP abilities. And then kid into the boys means that I'm getting a ton of ramp, and I'll be able to even make a big turn next turn as well. So with Lamb at 6 Dawn, he should be able to remove a large chunk of my board here. So he swings 6-7 into lead. I didn't want to block with the kid here just because I had a feeling that he was baiting the swing to try to get rid of both of the bodies on board. And I guess correctly, just because if he had the Lucci combo, I feel like that would have came out a lot quicker. So the boys stay alive, and luckily for me, I had another kid in hand, which means that the ramp will continue if I decide to use hero ability here. And so 2 5s in a life. I'm hoping to just chip away at his hand, but he looks like he needed more resources to fill his hand, which is good for me. Me seeing that he took a 5k hit, I opted to rush out the Zoro with the kid ramping back. And it paid off because I did rip a 2k out of his hand. Just because this early on, he doesn't want to risk having kid and killer active, because that would just be way too fast for the Rob Lucci to deal with. And so this is a really, really big turn for him. He gets a really big Sabo off, being able to pop the Sanji and kid. But at this point, when he swung in with the Rob Lucci, I felt that I had to save my Zoro there, just because if he had cleared 3 bodies on board, I don't think I could recover the tempo. So going into my 7 Dawn turn, I swing 5 into lead. I'm hoping to just chip his hand away. At this point, he only has 3 cards in hand, so I'm guessing he's down to his last 1 or 2 counters. And then playing out the Bond Clay into another Bond Clay. Really big here for me, just because, again, I wanted to ramp as much as possible. So right now, it's kind of incredible. I'm at 9 Dawn as RP Law. And I was able to get rid of his Rob Lucci as well. So after dawning down and using Rage ability, I'm back down to 5. And being able to refill my hand is really big here. So I had some really big turns, being able to triple develop 2 turns in a row. And Lucci, for the most part, can only deal with 2 bodies at a time unless he's swinging into them. So I think he's really threatened by the bond clays here, which is a good thing that he's removing, just because with his Sabo on board, these bond clays are going to swing really heavy for no Dawn investment. So good play on him. He was forced to Rebecca into a Rob Lucci and just hard playing the Rob Lucci, just because again with those bond clays active, if he left it up, I think that would have been more than enough for me to push for lethal there. Yep, so now I believe I'm back at 7 Dawn here. And at this point, my hand was pretty bricked up. I think I had 2 cost reducers, no more draw power. And I think my best play here definitely was to just try to clear board as much as possible. Just because with him at 2 cards in hand, I think he was just running out of juice, especially since he didn't get any geckos yet. Geckos being able to recur a lot of his removal, and also just having big bodies on board. But here I'm gonna give him the option. He can either give me life and risk me pushing for game, or he could give up his Sabo. I was taking a risk that he didn't have too much counter left in hand, just because he was taking the 2Ks. He was investing 2Ks for 5K swings, and I was rewarded for that just because the Gordon and a 7K swing was enough to kill that Sabo there. And I think I made a small misplay. I don't think this matters, but I accidentally put the Gordon in trash now that I'm re-looking at it. Obviously he should be bottom decked, but definitely won't change the state of the game. But it is a misplay nonetheless. So every turn here, he's actually able to resolve double pops for about 3 turns in a row. It's very powerful. Lucci's just known to be able to destroy any board that you put up, especially with that stage. And at this point in the game, it's looking grim for me. It's going to be a grind game. Also on his side as well, just because he only has 2 cards in hand. I know one of them is a 2K counter. The other hand, or the other card, I have no idea what it is. So I do have a ton of Dawn to work with here. And luckily for me, I believe that queen came out of life. So I dropped the queen and drawing 2, pitching 1. Just trying to look for answers here. I think the best choice for me here is to just try to clear board, just because Span Dam and Span Dying is not very threatening at all. Just because he has to commit so much Dawn to do so, I feel much safer than if he were using his Dawn to just pop my bodies on board. And so here I was deciding, I think I had another kid in hand, but I was worried that if I put down 2 5 bodies, if he had another Sabo in hand, that means I basically lose the game because he can just pop both of them. But at the end of the day, I think that was my only play. And then I decided to spin back the Span Dean, playing out the Kid and Killer, and actually investing Dawn to swing at his Rob Lucci, because I do know one of his cards is a 2K, and so if he gives me that 2K, then I can certainly kill the other Rob Lucci. So with 2 cards left in Lamb's hand, I think his only out here is a Gecko Moria, or if he has another Sabo. But the crackback is going to be really tough on him, just because RP Law with this much Dawn up, it's always scary that I'm going to get a Kitten Killer. But honestly, lucky for him, we've only seen one Kitten Killer this game. And I think he's actually trying to push and clear my blockers so that he can get rid of this Kitten Killer on board. And with 5 Dawn up, I can't imagine I'll be able to save him, and I don't. So he's gone. And here I wanted him to swing into life here, just so I get more resources, but I think if he had not swung into life, it would be almost impossible for him to get the board presence back, because with 1 card left in his hand, he probably didn't have the removal to do a double pop again, unless it was a Gecko that he for some reason didn't play last turn. So another high Dawn turn, I'm able to just get a free queen out. And then with 4 Dawn remaining, I could push a pretty big play here. I think I opt to go for the safe play, just trying to clear his board as much as possible and forcing him to answer ours. Just because if I push and he had the counter for it, we just lose off of 1 counter. So I reduce his Lucci down to 3, swinging into it, 1 card in hand, impossible for him to counter. And with the Kaku down to 3, I'm able to spin that out as well. So here I was pretty much deciding whether it was the right play to put down another blocker, a Sanji blocker, or to refill my hand with the Reiju. I ended up going with the Reiju here just because if I put the Sanji blocker down, it would only block 1 swing, and if he just popped whole board, that would feel really bad for me because I would only have the Reiju as a counter. Investing in the Reiju and taking the chance, I could at least guarantee that I have 1 2k counter with the Sanji, and drawing 2 more, hopefully more counters in hand as well. So I went for the slightly riskier play. If he had another double pop, that would be unbelievable, honestly, with the amount of big double pop plays he had this turn. But I think he just ran out of gas at this point in the game with only 2 cards in hand, and thinking, I'm sure he doesn't have a Gecko, he doesn't have a Sabo, so feeling pretty safe here. I think not sure what his outs could be here. Maybe a Sabo or Rebecca into Sabo would save him, but him swinging super heavy into lead makes me think that he doesn't have it. So he swings, tries to swing into my queen to clear board so that I can't kill him next turn, but I try to defend the queen as much as I can, and making sure I had 1 queen active in case he decided to swing at life. So here I did remember, I think he had 1 brick in hand, so from hindsight, it is a pretty easy math turn, but I just wanted to be safe here. I think I forgot that he had a brick in hand just because this game went on for so long, but I test the waters by swinging 6 into his leader. He takes, so that makes me think that he only had a 1k counter in hand. So I swing in for 9, and I swing in for 9 here. And that's that. So RP Law able to take down Rob Lucci in this one, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.